He caught her stealing from his ship. He expected a fight, not 3 starving alien children clinging to her legs. In that moment, he faced a choice, not between law and crime, but between being human or just another uniform. Captain Jaren Knox didn't consider himself a hero. He was a veteran freighter pilot with scars from 3 border wars and a quiet habit of helping where he could, but he didn't chase glory. Not anymore. Not after what he'd seen on Vicros Prime, or what he'd lost on the shattered colony of Delta 12. All he wanted was peace. So when the alert pinged on his ship, the Resolute Dawn, while docked at the backwater station of Tier 9X, he sighed. Security breach in Cargo Bay 3. He grabbed his sidearm out of habit, even though he rarely needed it. Pirates didn't bother with small freighters. Raiders didn't hit lone pilots. But when he stepped into the bay, he froze. A figure crouched over a crate. Thin, quick, and cloaked in ragged, stitched fabric. Pale skin shimmered faintly in the dim light. Alien. Female. She spun when she heard him, baring sharp teeth, violet eyes wide with fear. She held something close to her chest, a protein block, half-bitten. Her entire body shook. Stop, Jaren said firmly, raising his hand but not his weapon. Put it down. She didn't move. She glanced behind her, toward the far shadows in the bay. Jaren followed her eyes and took a cautious step forward. That's when he saw them. 3 small shapes, no more than toddlers. Thin arms, hollow cheeks, eyes wide, blinking against the light. One coughed, a wet, weak sound that pierced the air harder than a scream. They weren't just hiding. They were starving. The woman backed up slowly, arms spread protectively, snarling softly. Jaren didn't raise the weapon. Instead, he lowered it. Set it down. Then, slowly, he knelt. I'm not here to hurt you, he said. I didn't know. She watched him like a cornered animal, unsure if this was a trap. Take it, he added, nodding to the food. Take what you need. They look half a cycle from death. The alien woman blinked. Her mouth opened like she might speak, but no words came. One of the children whimpered. Jaren stood up, turned his back deliberately, and walked to the locker by the bay wall. He opened it and pulled out a full ration pack. Here, he said, setting it on the floor and stepping back. She darted forward, grabbed it, and scurried back. The kids came alive like ghosts waking from a nightmare. They tore into the sealed food as she portioned it carefully, discipline hidden in desperation. Jaren just watched. Quiet. Finally, she looked up. I didn't want to steal, she whispered in broken Terran. He nodded. Didn't look like you had much of a choice. Silence stretched between them, heavy but not hostile. I'm Jaren, he said. She hesitated, then replied, Narei. He looked down at the kids. Yours? She nodded. Jaren leaned against the wall. You're not from around here. Her shoulders slumped, and she lowered her eyes. Our home was burned. Drothi patrols took everything. I hid my children in the waste tunnels. When I came back, only ash. I ran. Found this station. He exhaled sharply. Drothi again. He'd seen the aftermath of their raids before, always leaving behind fire, famine, and orphans. Jaren rubbed his jaw, mind spinning. Narei spoke again, softer now. We will go. We won't bring trouble. No, he said. You're not going anywhere. She flinched, protective instincts flaring. I mean you're staying, he clarified. On this ship. She stared. I've got space, he added. Food. You won't survive another week station side. Narei narrowed her eyes. Why help? Jaren hesitated, his throat tight. Because 10 years ago, someone helped me when I didn't deserve it. They looked past the uniform, past the war. Said if you see a starving soul and turn away, then maybe you're the monster after all. She looked at him, really looked this time, and saw no deception. Just guilt, buried deep, and a quiet fire behind tired eyes. I cook, she offered carefully. Clean. Work. Jaren smiled faintly. Let's start with keeping those little ones fed. The children looked up at him, crumbs on their lips, and for a brief moment, one smiled. He turned away quickly so they wouldn't see his expression. Jaren Knox hadn't considered himself a hero. But maybe, just maybe, he could be something better. Jaren Knox had barely started to believe in hope again when the warning came. The ship's sensors flickered, an unauthorized vessel closing fast, bearing the signature of the notorious bounty hunter group, the Krelthak. Narei's eyes widened. They found us. Jaren's heart sank. The Krelthak weren't just mercenaries. They were hunters, ruthless and relentless. If they wanted Nerei and her children, no one could protect them except him. He grabbed his sidearm and moved to the cockpit, motioning for Nerei and the kids to follow. She carried the youngest in her arms, moving swiftly but cautiously. "Why do they want you?" Jaren asked quietly, scanning the scanners. "They say I owe debts," Nerei whispered. "Money I never had. Food I took to feed my children. They want me for theft." Jaren clenched his jaw. "Stealing to survive is not a crime where I come from." Nerei gave him a sad smile. "Not here." The Krelthak ship dropped out of warp, docking with a violent clang against the resolute dawn. A dark figure appeared in the airlock, silhouetted against the harsh station lights. Jaren stepped forward, raising his weapon. "They won't take her without a fight." Nerei pulled her children close, fear flickering in their eyes. The Krelthak hunter entered, scanning the room with cold, calculating eyes. "Nerei," he said, voice low and dangerous. "You owe a price." Jaren's grip tightened. "Not today." Suddenly, the hunter lunged. The battle was brutal and fast. Jaren's military training took over, blocking strikes, countering blows, shielding the children behind him. Nerei watched, her fear turning to resolve. She wasn't just a desperate thief. She was a mother, a survivor, and now a fighter. When the hunter finally retreated, wounded but alive, Jaren knew the fight was far from over. "This is your home now," he said to Nerei and the children, "and I won't let anyone take you from it." Together, they prepared to face whatever came next, because sometimes the strongest family is forged in the darkest battles.